How did Beyoncé go #1 in 100 countries when there's only 7? Africa, Europe, Asia, and I can't remember the rest.
Oh my god. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses, and welcome to the click. You look dandy, fine, delicious today, if I may say so myself, and I do. I'm a little bit jealous, especially of you, Jonathan. Did you shower this year, Jonathan? You smell like you showered this year, Jonathan. That is amazing. I'm very proud of you, Jonathan. Anyway, today we are gonna look into something. I love doing this. We're gonna check out r/ConfidentlyIncorrect. Have you ever encountered a person who's a little bit too incorrect and a little bit too cocky about it? Well, today we are gonna sit at home and be confidently correct about them being confidently incorrect. That is right. We have the supreme brains on this channel. Watch the click. Don't go to school. No, I mean, go to school. And if you enjoy learning with the click, subscribe to the channel. What am I even doing anymore? I don't even know.
We need to go back to throwing all heathens with these false scientific ideas in jail. Science is a scourge to facts.
Do you read your own stuff before? Okay, anyway. Science is literally the pursuit of facts.
Science says the moon is made out of rock. You know any rock that glow?
Yes, but that is irrelevant. The moon does not glow in the strict sense of the term. It reflects light from the sun.
Wrong again!
What does it do then? I wanted to see their conspiracy.
Like, have you thought about that the moon glows in the sky? And what else glows in the sky? That's right, fireflies. The moon is a giant firefly.
In Europe, doors are pretty safe and solid. Meanwhile, in America, you can just kick the doors since they are often pretty thin.
This isn't Europe, this is Scotland, lol.
Right, Scotland is part of Asia.
Well, it certainly is not part of Europe, you ignorant American.
I'm European. Bro, Scotland is a European country. Are you trolling or something? Today, all I ask is to know where the clit is. Okay.
It's inside of a JJ. I know how to find it.
It's most certainly is not inside me.
Where is it then?
Oh no, don't be so confident if you're gonna botch it. You could have Googled an educational image before doing this, okay? Please. Please, Google is your friend. Trust me, I know you have no friends, but Google is there for you. Oh god, that sounded really mean. Wow, I'm getting the sass today. My. It's okay though, it's like self-deprecating. I have no friends either, so we have something in common, good sir. Asked a question. My friend and I are having a debate. Who does the naughties feel better for, guys or girls?
Definitely guys, because 9 out of 10 times we don't even have a zenith of experience, but they do.
Men don't actually orgasm unless you're hitting the G-spot in the butt. Yes, they do the splooshies, but they don't always have the zenith of experience. I think I had my first lessons about like naughty stuff when I was like 10. How do people know so little about everything? 16 divided by 2 times 2 plus 2 equals question mark. 2, 32. Oh, what a little rascal.
Americans and your correct education system, y'all never heard of the thing BODMAS in primary school? Basically, B brackets of simply multiplying the brackets with a number outside of it. D division comes third, me multiplication fourth, addition, subtraction, the answer is addiction.
Okay,
addiction comes fifth, subtraction, the answer is 2, the frick.
All right, let me do this in Paint. I don't know if this is an American school thing, but I hate that way of writing it. Okay, Paint. Here we go. Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Click's Academy. So today we have a legendary mathematical problem that the internet is up in arms about. It's a very controversial issue. We have 16 divided by 2, and then we have parentheses of 2 plus 2 equals what? Oh my god. And then this beautiful person has a rule in mind which is called BODMAS that I have never heard of in my life, and I don't understand why American school systems do this. If I want to rewrite this in a pedagogical way that anyone can understand, which I think is just common sense, I would write it like this. 16 divided by 2, parentheses, 2 plus 2. Because this lineup makes it so much more clear what is actually beneath the division mark, right? This is the common sense way of writing it. And then it's pretty obvious that this is 8 times 4, which is in the parentheses, and this is 32. Astounding, right? It would have been 2 if you put an additional bracket here, because then it turns out to be 16 divided by 8, which is 2. So it's all about where you put the bracket. But all in all, just write the whole equation like a functioning human being.
So I hope you learned something. Smash the like button if you want click to replace all school.
My god, the world would be even worse than it is today.
There is no such thing as revenge naughty adult films. Another made-up phrase, communists, created to avoid accountability. You're a communist. You should find a true agent and move out of our capitalist nation.
All words are made up, dumbnuts. That's how words work. Using someone's private nude photos to turn a buck on the internet is revenge naughties. You frickbag. Frickbag is also a made-up word. It means you're a pile of poo-poo. I've always found that so fascinating in general. People are like, that word is just made up. So are the rest of them. What argument is this? Man, I love this video because I can feel, I don't think smart is the right word, but I can like, we can together sit here and feel like at least there are people below us in the bottom scrapings of the world. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? Math is hard indeed.
Who is this legend?
99.8% survival rate, a sheep with a mask. Don't be a sheep!
Math is hard. Let me help you out. 0.2% of 300 million means 60 million American lives would be lost. How is that okay?
How are both people so dumb? Let's start at the top here. 1, wearing a mask isn't hard. Number 2, 0.2% of 300 isn't 60. But, yeah, both people are stupid. Wait, you guys actually believe Bill Gates made a vaccine to track us? I'm honestly asking. I've seen a lot of stupid shite on the subreddit, and this wouldn't surprise me.
No, I don't. Just depopulate. He doesn't need a vaccine to track.
Oh, okay. So you think Bill Gates made a vaccine to kill us? Judging by the number of people that have died as a result of getting the vaccine, he either botched it or your theory is a stretch, mate. Also, what would be like the the motive? It's the same thing with like the mask conspiracy. Like, yes, I studied 9 years for medical school to get people to wear a little piece of cloth. Lol, it's the vaccinated people that made it mutate. It mutates when it's fighting against a vaccine. No, it doesn't. You can say that new mutations kind of come to life when an old mutation can't really spread as efficiently, but the mutations would still be there anyway. Either you would get the disease in enough of the population, a lot of people would die, and the remaining people will have immunity, and then you get the next wave of the baddies. Or you vaccinate people, you avoid the deadlies, and then you just keep up to date with the vaccine when new mutations come out. Only women have hormones, men have testosterone. You should know this by now. I should? These people can't be real. Come on. I also love when they're like, you should know this. Like, what? Ladies, if you frick one guy a day for $100, that's $365,000 you made in 1 year. Bitches with degrees not making that. Be your own boss.
Bitches with degrees know that will only add up to 36,500. How many people know viruses that get weaker as they mutate, not stronger? And that delta, gamma, epsilon, x, y, z are BS, right? The answer is everyone. Everyone knows it. I'm not sure everyone knows that. You would think they would.
What do you mean about stronger? It's such a vague definition. A virus, typically speaking, there are exceptions to this rule as well, but most diseases don't aim to like kill their victims as fast as possible because that would kill the host. If you want to make the argument that they spread more easily, yeah, sure, that could be an argument, but stronger? What do you mean? Anything with viruses and that kind of thing, they're living organisms just like everything else. They follow like an evolutionary path. If a population grows immune to one certain mutation, it's more likely that the next mutation will spread. That's, for example, why we keep renewing the flu vaccine for the seasonal flu, because it's slightly different every year, so we stay on top of it by, adapting after the current mutation. Is this an argument that the virus doesn't exist, or what?
99% of recent COVID deaths have been unvaccinated. Absolutely incorrect. Source, please.
Here are the sources. You could have Googled this yourself. I had a friend who didn't take my advice about only wifing virgins. Had a baby of this broad with 50 plus body count. The baby came out looking like a composition of the past 15 guys she fricked. Doctor said it had something to do with the sperm. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. The doctor said, well, yeah. Ooh, and then everyone clapped. Vanderbilt U requiring faculty, staff, and postdocs to be fully vaccinated for upcoming school year.
Might want to read the U.S. Constitution. You can't mandate that.
I find it so weird. Like, the freedom goes two ways. You can choose not to shop somewhere or go somewhere because you don't believe in their values, but they're also allowed not to serve you if they're privately owned. I don't get this. 4 divided by 5 as a percent? 50%. Google, why are you doing this to me? Oh. Poll. Unvaccinated says vaccines more dangerous than COVID. No, we're right. Oh, they're definitely catching death. Oh my god. You're linking to an article about COVID deaths to support your argument that the vaccines are more deadly? That's amazingly dumb. They're all breakthrough case death, dummy. This is not the slam dunk you think it is. Alright. You're not reporting on deaths caused by the Virus, not the vaccine, which proves the virus is more deadly. Oh my god, they're linking like articles about general... Oh no, that's so stupid. Jeff Bezos' net worth is 185 billion. There is 7.8 billion people on Earth. If he gave everyone on this planet 1 billion, he would still have 177 billion. That is why we must tax the rich. I think you're a few zeros off there. So strange. Did you know that female lipstick stimulates naughty arousal? Can you imagine a man showing up for a business meeting with a giant artificial boner, straining at his pants, yet lipstick is perfectly acceptable in the business world? I don't think wearing a strap-on is comparable to lipstick. I don't know which freaking planet you live on, but it's not... No. Norway has the second largest coastline of all countries in the world.
That is just a plain lie. I have been to Groven twice and never seen a single inch of coastline. I think I might be right in saying it's in fact a landlocked country.
And here's a map that shows that Norway is definitely not a landlocked country. At least look at the map before speaking. It's not that hard. Google is your friend. You wrote this on your phone. Open a new tab. Google. Wait! Humans are animals? Well, duh.
No, we aren't. That's why we also called humans and not animals. We show emotion and animals don't. You need to go back to school or some.
Okay, so dogs are called dogs, so they're also not animals. I guess, is that your argument? What? Here's a visor. 1 star, can't see through, 0 visibility. 1 star, useless, can't even see through it. Don't buy, you can't even see out of the shield, cannot see through the plastic. After protective film is removed. Da, 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 da.
And now with all this naughty education, more girls than ever are getting pregnant. Abortion rates are out of the roof. So what's your point?
Actually, teen pregnancy and abortion peaked in the 90s, just like Christy Alley. Teach people to have safe and reasonable, intimate lives. I think that's a pretty good way of just solving a lot of it. What are you talking about? Pretending it doesn't exist won't make it go away, you know? Not to mention, a male DNA makes the way to the female brain from every lover she ever took without a condom. There is legit studies on this, but I won't cite any of them. There is a cost for having casual naughties. It affects the female forever. You must be a female. MILFs are not just moms, because they can't be anything. Cougars go after younger guys in any stretch of availability. Bruh, what do you think the M in MILF stands for? Many/much as possible. Bruh.
Hold up! Spanish is a language. You can't be a language.
Spanish is also a nationality, buddy.
You can't be Spanish. You can't be Spanish. No one is.
I can't believe I'm the same species as these people. Oh, dear God. You have a much greater chance of getting murdered as a trans person than a cis person. That's unfortunate, but not being murdered isn't a human right.
What do you mean it's literally... What?
If I was just an alien observing Earth, I would have so much fun with it. But imagining that I share the same Earth with some of these people is like sometimes a little bit scary.
I am obsessed with the stance on the sharpshooter.
It's so bad. They will have a huge recall. There's a reason why people tell you to hold the gun with both hands. Yes, listen to this random anonymous user on Twitter over a literal Olympic professional. Yeah, seems like the right priority. A deck what stresses me out more, the fact that 26% somehow got 13, or the fact that the correct answer isn't even an option. 2 + 2 = 14. Yes, indeed, remember the rules, kids. It's 10.
It's not. It should be 16. We read left to right, and it makes no sense to make the math stupidly frustrating. 2 + 2 = 4, and 4 × 4 is 16.
But you do the multiplication first, though.
If it was 10, you'd get 4 × 2 + 2, 10. It doesn't matter which order you put it in. Oh my freaking God. It makes absolutely no sense as to why it should be 10 here. The education system has failed, y'all.
How the turntables. Ha Wildlife biologists here. The people are way too close. A black bear with cubs can be very aggressive, and that she will/won't tolerate isn't always clear. If she hurts someone, the states will euthanize her, and her cubs will either starve or, if caught, spend their life in cages. You do realize black bear will most likely just charge, right? Very rarely will they ever attack. As for people, the bear clearly understood they weren't a threat to them. Yes, literally mansplaining a wildlife biologist about wildlife. Twitter is such a wild place. You can just post something like, I think ducks are pretty cool, and someone's like, my husband's brother owned a duck farm and your statement is clearly problematic, and the next person is like, your silence about horses speaks volume about your lack of morals. I just like ducks, okay? 60/40. I don't think you know the correct meaning of the word predominantly. Definition of predominantly, for the most part, /mainly. 60% is more than 40%. It's like the people saying like, but 55% isn't a majority. Then what is it then?
There are Satanists that have naughty parties with multiple males in the hopes of getting the female prego for the sole purpose of having a partial birth abortion. What? Sick stuff. This is no joke. I read this on Facebook or somewhere. I don't know. Did you read this? Did you dream this?
Is this a dream you had? I can't imagine anyone that would spread. What is this? Disney World to again require masks while indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Communism at its best, don't be controlled by the government. It's not the government, it's Disney World though. Mickey Mouse for president, y'all. Woo! You don't get oxygen from trees unless you count fruit and nut trees. You get it from the crops and produce, the grains, fruits, and vegetables you eat, including those that power the animals. Such weird. The animals that give you meat if you eat meat. Cite your sources, please. I hate being wrong about these things. Rather difficult for such an elementary issue. You can see, I hope, that a plant releases oxygen only by spitting water and using H to reduce CO to carbonated plant mass. And carbon doesn't appear, oxygen cannot be released. A plant or forest at full growth releases oxygen in daytime and takes all up at night in respiration. And it has to be if it isn't growing. When the plant dies and decays and CO2 it takes up all the extra O2 it releases in growth, and there is none for anything else. In part of the plant is broken off in decay or burned, the plant loses mass and oh my god. Where do animals get O2? By enzymatically burning plant mass. The CEO and apple of a tree, when it's made, releases exactly enough burned decay to digest it. So the O2 you breathe in is from food crops, waiting for the food to turn back into CO2 somehow. That is all. What are you talking about? This is so weird. I don't follow your logic. It's probably because there is none. Reporter, you're the first person ever to win 2 Olympic tennis gold medals. That's an extraordinary feat, isn't it? I think Venus and Serena have won about 4 each. Ooh. Freemason science. Earth revolves around the sun at 666 miles per hour. Curvature of 1 square mile, 666. Earth tilts at 666. Still think it's a coincidence?
Never in the history of viruses has a virus mutate into a scarier, more deadly virus until now. Gotcha. Hashtag not about a virus. Google!
Like the Delta variant, Lambda is highly infectious and thought to be more resistant to vaccines.
They literally named this one after a sheep.
You know that's Greek, not lamb, right? I love these conspiracy theorists that want to connect everything. You know, if a conspiracy was real in the real world, they wouldn't hide like little punny word games in the names of the conspiracies for you to figure out, to crack that it's actually a conspiracy. It's so wild. Written questions. Political efficiency to describe as what? You said your vote counts. No, answer, your vote counts. Terry Pratchett. They say a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, but it's not one half so bad as a lot of ignorance. Equal rights. Rights, lol, wrong from the get. No, it's literally the name of the book. Tell me you're white without telling me you're white. Bananas without B is pineapple.
Ananas.
No, bananas without B is ananas. Make sure to post real stuff next time. Yeah, ananas. Yeah. Tell me you're from America without telling me you're from America.
Dear plexiglass, thank you for protecting me from the cashier who just touched every single item I would take it home with me.
The plexiglass is for them, not you. You see one cashier. The cashier sees 100 anti-mask morons. Why would anyone assume it's for you? And also, you can just, wash the things you bring home with you if you're really not worried about it. It's not very tricky.
No thanks. I don't need a vaccine for a virus I ain't got.
Vaccines are specifically for viruses you don't have. You managed to demonstrate a complete lack of understanding in one sentence, which is actually quite impressive.
Question. If this item contains honey, how can it be classed as vegan?
The capsules are made from vegetable cellulose, which is plant-based, making the capsule vegan.
Because bees are not animals.
When Muslims marched through London today with terrorist flags, how many Muslims came out to oppose them? None. Those were Pakistani flags celebrating their win against India. You idiot. New scientist. 5 to 10 seconds of 4 to 5G vertically typically leads to tunnel vision and loss of consciousness.
5 to 10 seconds of 5G typically leads to tunnel vision and loss of consciousness. We have proof! Stop 5G!
No, I can't do, no, this can't be real. Okay, oh my god. You know the difference? What you're referring to is like, hello 5G bleepity bloopity. What the article is actually talking about is G-force, the kind of stuff you get when you fly in really fast airplanes, or you're on roller coasters or in a rocket that's starting up, and if you get pushed down with the equivalency of like 4 to 5 Earth gravities, that will make you pass out. That's what it's all about. Why did you just read the article? Did you just Control F for keywords? Thank you for your courage.
Women can mansplain too, honey.
I think it would be called like women-splaining. It's not like, okay, anyway.
Yeah, we've established this. And how's that whole evolution thing going, considering there's 20 billion animals in the world, and it takes 1 million years to evolve, and 8 billion species? Wouldn't that mean, forgive me if I'm wrong an awful lot of math, 2,625 individual animals are evolving each year?
Oof, you're bad at much more than math, kiddo. What are you even talking about? The owner of this Chevrolet Bolt electric vehicle has done what no electric manufacturer has done so far, something completely logical. We always wonder why these vehicles weren't designed to use the energy that produces the spinning wheels to charge the vehicle's batteries. This man did it at home. It's a generator that produces a current which charges the batteries. No need to stop and charge the batteries at the charging station or charge the night at home. While the vehicle is running, it charges the batteries. Simple, elementary, my dear Watson. Alright, welcome back to Clicky Kitty School University. So today we are gonna do energy. Amazing. So we have this very fascinating problem right here. So basically, you can put it this way. If this is the battery of the car, right? There is a little law in thermodynamics that say that you can't just create energy out of nothing. So basically, if you use this battery to pump it into the engine that we will denote as E, and this energy that goes here is X, alright? The engine will then produce this thing right here, which is an energy that goes into the generator, which we'll call G, that then produces into the battery, right? But then, of course, the engine also has a little bit of spill, like, you know, friction, heat, all that kind of stuff, and just general inefficiencies in the mechanical stuff, mainly friction, and that goes out here, and we can call that Y. So basically what happens is that this battery produces X energy into the engine pumps out Y energy in friction, and X minus Y back into the generator, which then also has, of course, a loss factor that we would call like Z. So what actually goes back into the battery is X minus Y minus Z, which is then, of course, less than X. So by doing this, you would just run out of battery, depending on how much friction and inefficiency you have in the system. But if you leave this running, your car will just run out of battery. This is not charging anything. There are systems in cars that charge your electric battery, and this goes for practically any car, but they have a bit of more systems when the car is like a hybrid and stuff. For example, when you brake, there is a generator tied to the brakes that generates a bit of efficiency. When you roll, for example, downhill, and you use what, at least we in Sweden, call engine braking, that's typically a generator that kicks in and like brakes it, so when you just roll downhill, you recharge the battery, and so on and so forth. But no, it doesn't work like this. This is just ludicrous. There's a reason why we don't do this. This would be like trying to hook like an electric wire to itself and expecting it to charge. It doesn't work. Donkey shot, or donkey, or however it's pronounced in English. But wasn't the whole point of this story that it's silly to battle windmills? That was kind of a whoosh. Richard Branson's spaceflight cost about $1.5 billion. Instead, he could have given every American $1 million. Tax the rich. Well, it's lots and lots. I do hope you learned so much doing this video. Welcome to Clicky Kitty University, where we learn stuff that is pretty obvious. So I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next time, and have an amazing day at home, especially you, Jonathan. I'm looking forward to next year's shower as well. Take care, everyone, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah!